What's up, everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today, from Star Wars The Black Series, we're taking a look at KUIIL from The Mandalorian. This is, of course, part of the latest wave of Black Series figures with Moff Gideon and Greef Karga. So let's go ahead and take a look at the package here. Of course, this is the brand new Black Series box. You got the logo at the top. You've got the Mandalorian right there on the side. You can see a nice picture of KUIIL there, and also in the background you have Mando and KUIIL again on the blurg. On the back of the figure, he actually does have a pretty decent bio there. You can pause it and read it if you'd like. He is number 7 in the Mandalorian wave, and of course there's a better look at that picture as well. On the side you just have the logo down there. On the bottom here is the barcode. Top, nothing going on there. So we're going to go ahead, we'll get him out of the package, we'll take a look at his one accessory, and then of course the figure itself. Alright, his one and only accessory is his little blaster right here. It does have some paint on it, a little bit of brown paint there for the stock of the weapon, and you do also get this strap as well, which is removable. Maybe not so much on this end, but you can definitely take it off the stock piece there. You don't really see him use this blaster all that much. I believe we really just see him holding it for the most part. He might have fired it at some point, but I haven't rewatched season 1 in a little while. But I definitely wish we could have got some more accessories with KUIIL. Maybe like the T-set for IG-11, or some of, like, I don't know, like the welding equipment he used to rebuild IG. But for him being such a small figure and only coming with one accessory, it is definitely a little bit of a bummer, but it does look pretty decent. It is accurate to the show. And overall, I'm just happy to have KUIIL there. So let's go ahead, waste no more time. We're going to take a look at the figure. All right, and here is KUIIL out of the packaging, and he absolutely looks fantastic. You can see that he does have a lot going on in terms of sculpt work on the figure, and of course this is a brand new figure top to toe. We have never seen an Ugnaught in the Black Series yet, so hopefully that means we can get some other Ugnaughts like we see in Empire Strikes Back. But you can see he's got his backpack, he's got his hat with the goggles on it as well. Now unfortunately you can see right here, he really can't hold his blaster all that well. His hand is definitely too small, and they made the gun too small as well. So it's like a combination of both of those factors. It really doesn't fit very well into his hand. And I'll show you some other things too once we get him off the stand, where you can't really quite hit those KUIIL poses that you really want to. But I think overall though, it is still a fantastic looking figure. So let's go ahead, we'll take him off the stand and get a closer look. All right, and here is KUIIL up close and personal. And yeah, just take a look at those wonderful Nick Nolte details, even though it was just voiced by Nick Nolte. But really great looking piece right here. The eyes, I feel like, look awesome. A little bit of photoreal actually applied to them as well. The facial hair actually has some sculpting to it, which is a very nice touch. Same thing with the eyebrows, and I think they really nailed the facial expression of KUIIL as well, kind of that stern, serious look that he has for the majority of the show. You can actually take his hat off, and you can see that he is completely bald underneath and does have some more sculpt work there for the hair and some paint as well. You can even see they gave him his little pointy ears as well, so that is a nice touch. Although you can definitely see right here the neck skin tone and the head skin tone do not really match at all. Although you can't really see it for the most part, but it is noticeable there, and I do like to point things like that out. The hat itself with the goggles does have some great paint apps on it as well. You get little bits of silver on the side, some black for the goggles, and some silver around the goggles as well. And it is nicely sculpted as well. And even though, you know, it can sit kind of goofy on his head, you can sort of get it in a position to where you can make it look like he has the goggles down over his head, just like in those couple shots there. But of course, you know, it perfectly rests above the head. You can see his scarf right here is also nicely sculpted and has tons of texturing on it as well. Pretty accurate to the show. The backpack is connected, but does also feature some really wonderful texturing details and sculpt work as well. I really do wish we could have got a little bit more paint on this guy, and I think just a nice simple wash could have brought out a lot of the details on this figure. On the shoulder itself there, you can see there is some paint for his sort of like pauldrons, if you want to call them that, and some texturing as well. And the gauntlets also featuring that really nice detail there. Of course, you can see his belt there does have some silver paint to it, and that is really clean and looks very nice. The shirt underneath also looks very good as well. It does have some pockets on the sides there. Moving down, of course, you can see his pants. They do have some wrinkles in it, some line work. I love the folding around the boots themselves. That looks really nice. Yeah, I think the sculpt work on this guy really stands out as some really nice stuff from the Black Series, but unfortunately, there is no paint to sort of accentuate that and bring it to life. He just kind of has a plasticky look to him. But I'm sure there's some customizers out there that have thrown like a little bit of a black wash on this figure, and it probably looks absolutely amazing. And of course, you'll notice he does not have pins at the elbow or at the knees as well. So another pinless figure that just looks absolutely amazing. I love these hidden joints that they've been doing for the Black Series. Overall, I think the details are there. The facial expression and the face itself looks great. The costume looks fairly accurate to my memory. I just wish we could have got a little bit of a wash to bring out that wonderful sculpt work that's all across the figure. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. For the head, KUIIL can actually look up a very decent amount. He can also look down, not really so much at all due to the giantness of the front part of his head. He does have just a single neck joint at the top. He doesn't have the double neck like some of the newer Black Series figures have. But, of course, you can twist his head all the way around, do the Exorcist. He can get a little bit of attitude out of him as well, although it definitely gets difficult with the hard plastic scarf. But yeah, you can see that it definitely tilts side to side. These shoulders do move out all the way, and of course, it's a nice design where this piece actually can collapse right into the arm, so you don't have to worry about that getting in the way. Of course, the arm does rotate around. You get single jointed elbows that give you just about 90 degrees there. Of course, you do get the swivel as well at the elbow. The hand rotates around. Horizontal hinge, unfortunately, for the trigger finger. On this hand, the gripping hand also rotates around and has the horizontal hinge as well. And this is kind of what I was talking about. So I really think this figure could have benefited from some butterfly joints, because you can't really get him into that folded arm pose that we see him in. Even on the box of the figure, they have him posed like that. But yeah, the arms do not go together like that at all. And then, like I was talking about, so the gun piece here, you can see it does fit into his hand, but the way it's designed, this piece is way too small for his hand, so it kind of just has to rest like that, because you can't really angle it at all without completely stretching out the hand really far and putting a lot of stress on it. So definitely a bummer he can't properly hold his gun, even in a way like, again, on the box, he's kind of holding it like up when he's on the blurg, and yeah, that's about as good as it's going to get. For the ab crunch, KUIIL can go forward not far, and he can go back just a little bit. You do, of course, get side to side, and you can get some twist in there as well, but not a whole lot of range there for the lower waist, and I think that's mainly due to the sculpt of the figure. Not that you really need a lot of articulation in a KUIIL figure, because he's mostly just going to be standing there for your collection. I understand why he's not the most dynamic figure, but still, the shortness of the figure, the lack of accessories, the limited posability, really what's saving this figure is the sculpted details and the accuracy of that face. He can kick out just about that far, but his skirt piece is like a soft plastic right here, and it definitely gets in the way. You can force it a little bit more, but of course you're stressing that plastic there. The single jointed knee gives you a little bit more than 90 degrees, and he does, of course, swivel at the knee as well, and he swivels at the thigh. Moving down to the feet, you can see that his foot can go down about that far, can go up really far, and he does, of course, have ankle pivot. So now let's go ahead. We're going to put him back against the wall, and we're going to see how he scales. First up, here he is with the Target exclusive Remnant Stormtrooper and the Beskar Mandalorian. Then we've got him with the Incinerator Trooper and a plain white Stormtrooper. Here he is with Grogu and the Black Series IG-11. Then with the SH Figuarts IG-11 and the Figuarts Tank Pilot. And here he is with the Bandai Scarif Trooper model kit and the Mafex First Order Stormtrooper. And finally, the Bandai Shadow Trooper from the movie Realization line and the Diamond Select Boba Fett. So overall, I think that KUIIL is just an alright figure. I think the sculpt work and the head sculpt specifically is what really saved this figure. Overall, there's a distinct lack of paint. There is a lack of accessories for the figure as well, considering the size of the figure. Now, I understand he is 100% a brand new figure top to toe, but I still think that we could have gotten some more paint on him. We could have gotten some more accessories, something to make up for the full price of this figure. Definitely wish he could have also been able to hold his gun or cross his arms like we always see KUIIL posed like. Am I still happy to have KUIIL on the shelf? Absolutely. At the end of the day, I still think he looks pretty damn good. I always appreciate the pinless designs of the figures as well. Just makes them look a little bit more realistic on the shelf. So there you go. There is my review for KUIIL. What did you guys think? Are you going to pick this one up or are you going to pass on it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like on it. Subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. Of course, I am Nate. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time on Out of the Basement.